Alright, so this is Endure Tempo, which is one of the better performing decks before the last patch. I think it's probably still good. The one thing they adjusted in this archetype, which I think honestly is probably for the best, is they increased the cost of They Who Endure up to 7 while leaving everything else the same. This deck, for people that haven't seen it before, is kind of an aristocrat-style aggressive deck that plays cards like Averyn Sentry that have a Last Breath trigger to draw cards, or Cursed Keeper that makes a... Oh, they also nerfed Escaped Abomination. They made this card a 4-3 instead of a 4-4, so made that a little bit worse too. But you're basically a deck that gets value from killing its own creatures, with your eventual top end being that They Who Endured that got its cost increase that gets bigger based on how many things you've had die over the course of the game. Our two champions in this game are Kalista, which levels up when you've had 3 things die, and then Elise here, who doesn't often level up, but generates spiderlings every turn when she attacks, so she creates things that die for us and gives us cheap bodies to sacrifice, and things like that. So let's go ahead and jump on into some games here with this, and see how it goes. Make sure we got our emotes in there. We do. I want the Boro bread. He's great. No, I did my normal longer days yesterday and Thursday, Shaman. We were live for a little over 6 hours. Great. This opponent is playing Iona Noxious here, so a burn deck. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan the Atrocity. I think I'm mulliganing the Kalista too. I'm looking for one of our 2-drops that I don't mind sacrificing to Ravenous Butcher to get that down quickly. Worst case, we can bin the Omen Hawk. Opponent is on the play here. Get the Squawk down. Perfect. So, it's a little bit sad to get Omen's Hawk. Make sure a couple of units bigger power up on this, but definitely happy to play that out. This is a free 3-2 that when you play it, you have to kill an ally. So, you get to go ahead and attack here with both of these. For those not familiar with Runeterra, combat is similar to Magic in that you declare attackers and then they declare blockers, with the caveat being that blocking is 1-to-1. Each turn, you gain a total resource and have your resources refill and draw a card. So, there's games of Runeterra tend to have a little bit more action in them than Magic, because not only do you not have lands cluttering up your draw, but in Runeterra you also have players drawing more cards per turn, which is nice. The thing that really differentiates my turn from their turn is each turn who gets to attack versus who is blocking rotates. I'm going to go ahead and attack with my 2-1 here because they want to block with their 2-3. I have a Vile Feast to finish this off. I don't really want to attack with the 1-1 because every time this survives damage, it deals 2 to my Nexus, which is not ideal. So if I attack with this, they'll block here and I'll take 2. Attacking and blocking is 1-to-1. What do I mean? I mean, you can't double block in this game. Another thing that's different from Magic is similar to Hearthstone. Units retain damage on them from turn to turn in this game. Which, units retaining damage is actually something that I really like. It helps board states not get nearly as gummed up as you often experience in Magic. I think I'm going to go ahead, so... One thing that's important to know about the resource system in this game is you can bank up to 3 extra mana here, but I can only bank 2 more because I already have 1 banked, so I think I want to spend at least some of my resources here rather than giving them up. The banking of extra mana across turns is really great in this game, in my opinion, because it helps make up for the fact that if you don't have plays early on, you don't get that huge tempo loss that you often experience in games like Magic for not playing things. And now I think I'm just going to pass. I could play out something like Kalista, but I've already attacked for the turn. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass. And again, we get to bank this 3 mana to use for spells later. So the extra mana down here can only be used for spells, but we can use it whenever we want.
Just act natural. I got you.
So opponent's got 3 spell mana left, so they're done deploying units. These are elusive, so I can't block them because I don't have any elusive units of my own. We'll take a hit for 4 here, down to 12.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
One of the things that adds a lot of depth and back and forth to this game is that the decision on whether or not you want to start by attacking in a turn or start by playing out more units. Units can attack the turn you play them in Runeterra. However, if you decide to play units before your attack, your opponent also gets a chance to play units. So if you're ahead on board, it's frequently correct to be attacking before you play anything else out. I think we're going to have an example of that here. We are definitely ahead on board, so I'm just going to go ahead and start by attacking. So they don't get a chance to deploy more blockers with their 6 mana. Just gotta press the advantage we already have. Yeah, mid-range decks are very, very good in this game on average.
It's too late for you.
Runeterra as a whole tends to have a lot more player agency than Magic does a lot of the time. The games tend to be a lot more interactive and have more back and forth. So they are attempting to deal 3 to there to deal 3 to my thing. Do I could Atrocity to kill this to save my Kalista. I could like throw this here. Is it worth giving up my Atrocity with the They Who Endure in my hand? Probably not. You could, there isn't a native Linux client, but it is on Android, so you could install an Android emulator and play that way.
It's faithful.
The opponent's archetype is pretty unlikely to be playing Deny, generally speaking. Get this in now while they're almost out of resources before they have a combat trick. This deals 2 to me when it dies, but that gains me 1, so I net 1 loss. They do often play Unsummon, correct?
The Yordle here's with me.
This gets bigger every time they summon another unit. I do have a chance to flip Spider Queen, you're not wrong. I think I'm gonna go ahead and kill this. I think I'm gonna burn Atrocity as a removal spell here and sacrifice this to try and kill this. If you're ever wondering what's gonna happen as a result of decisions you're made, you can mouse over the eye here to see what the board state's gonna look like. You're being an ally 3 attack. Are we gonna die? This is putting us to 7 currently. So they denied us the life gain, so we're going to 6. He also denied us the spider, so at least doesn't flip now. I assume we'll see them return to drop their thing back into play here, because this is fleeting, so it's going to go away here.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
Really? Okay, oh, do they have a Decimate?
The few for the many.
If we open attacks, do they die? So if I open attacks, they block this, well, they can't block this. They block this, take 5. Okay, so I have to give them a chance to have Decimate here. So again, because I'm electing to play something here, they have a chance to play units and slow spells. Okay, they have a Will of Iona, sure.
We could use a bite.
Routes closed.
You cannot escape.
This block is really good for us here.
It's too late for you.
Oh, they're transfusing this. Yeah, that's less good for us. They're gonna play this at end of turn and then open attacks to Luces and kill us, so we need to draw a removal spell here.
Says you.
And these will be 4 here.
I will play my part.
Attack with fearsome units. We're gonna get that one done real fast. Real quick like. Alright, Karma Ezreal is a control deck, so ideally I want my hand to be kind of aggressive. We're definitely mulliganing Vile Feast for that reason. They Who Endure is not something I want in the opener. I think Fury of the North is good for saving my creatures and punching through extra damage, so I'm going to keep Sentry and Fury here and mulligan these other two. Hawk on 1 is great. Never not Hawk on 1, chat. Power that deck up. Let's do it. No, the 11 emote is this one, the Shack Shoulders Fizz. That's the 11 out of 11 emote right there,
See
champ.
the Demastian border from here. Alert the village.
So Bark Beast gets bigger when an ally dies. So the question is, do I like hold up Glimpse Beyond to make this bigger by stacking an Omen Hawk, or do I play Sentry? I think I play Sentry out.
I'll spot him.
Just try and get pressure going. Yeah, this is a little bit of a punish here. They even had a Scrap Scuttler to make a 1/1/2. That's pretty unfortunate. The Hawk on 1 is not nearly as good as Fox on 1 in the cycling deck.
Light the signal fires.
Opponents in a pretty good spot, all things considered. Like, we're definitely need to be the aggressor of this matchup, but they're still at 18 here. So the real question is, am I supposed to use a Glimpse to just draw cards here proactively? I think the answer is no, because if they kill the thing I'm trying to sacrifice in response, I just get no value. It's really good, Marty. It's really good. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and Hauntic Relic here. It uses some of my mana. It gives me a little bit of damage. It powers up my They Who Endure for down the line. I think I'm actually going to eat one of them to draw some cards here, since I have 2 of these. If they want to spend a removal spell, killing my ephemeral thing, to deny me the card draw, I'm okay with that. And then I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this. Just respond here again. So only one of my 2 card draws, but like I kind of got a 1-for-1 for this. Which I think is fine. Okay, so they're gonna take 7 total here on this attack. Down to 11. If we can find a They Who Endure, we could probably be in a position to punk them out. Especially with the Atrocity in hand. Alright, another Hawk. Bladed Caretaker makes us things that have Challenger to hook their stuff, so... leave us in an okay spot for next turn. It's a little unfortunate that I don't have much to do with my mana here. I think I'm just casting this to cast it, use my mana. They don't have a lot of targets that's good at dealing 1-2, so... just like, again, trying to be a little bit resource efficient here with my turn. I don't want to play Blighted Caretaker yet, because the Saplings are ephemeral, so they go away at end of turn. So I'll need to start by playing this next turn.
We each hold a world within.
Yep. I'm gonna spew a couple of mana here. We can only bank 3 of the 5. That's a They Who Endure, which is a 9/9. It's only gonna get bigger here once we kill some stuff and then have these die. So, if we get to end step this, and then set up, Atrocity with it, to open attack sign, should be a pretty okay spot. Hook both of their things here. This puts them to 2 if everything works, but they have 10 mana and a bunch of cards, so pretty surprised if they go to 2 here. Static Shock? Huh? So... you think he actually +4/+4 this one? Because it lets me kill the Eye of the Dragon. And Eye of the Dragon generates them Dragonlings that have lifesteal. So I'm basically trading my 4/4 for their Eye of the Dragon. You want me to try for lethal? I think it's, like, pretty unlikely to be lethal here. I don't know. Am I supposed to make, like, with They Who Endure and Atrocity in my hand, I feel like making them have it there is, like, kind of silly. So 21 bucks. Full Flame. Oh, desk. Why you so buggy?
The spirit gives to those who listen.
Maybe I'm supposed to wait till I can play this with 13 mana. We're 2 turns off of that, though. Hello, Leafy. Baby girl sleeping. Oh, we have a baby monitor?
Well, no, we have a Discord call.
We have a Discord call.
A video call.
The old makeshift baby monitor.
I mean, we do technically have a baby monitor somewhere.
We do need a Haley emote. You're not wrong.
I'm just video calling.
Who needs a baby monitor when you have Discord? Listen, chat, it is 2020, okay? So they need to be able to answer this and beat the Atrocity, which they cannot. Arr. Not gonna lie, that's actually a smart idea when you're sitting at a computer. Hey, there's definitely... What device do you have watching her?
The yoga.
Oh, you set it up on the laptop?
Well, because I'm using your Discord account
Oh, that's funny.
to.
Wow, she's using my Discord account.
How else was I gonna do it?
That's a little personal, love.
I can't call myself.
Well, maybe you should make her own Discord account that you can
Maybe I
call.
should. Declan has one.
Oh, did you make him one to play
I
with?
made him one so he could talk
TJ?
to my
Yeah.
brother. And because I didn't want to give him my phone. I mean, look how convenient it is. It's just a little. It's a video call.
Alright, opponent is playing Lucian Misfortune here, so something aggressive. Vile Feast is excellent. Neverglade Collector, while okay, isn't something I want in my opener against an aggressive deck. This could go either way. Elise is definitely fine. She creates extra bodies that can block. Mulligan the Glimpse, look for some other cards that can play to the board. It is. Yeah! You're lucky, honey. You drew us the Omen Hawk.
I'm the best.
This is a redrawing the Glimpse here is actually really good since we picked up Cursed Keeper. Now the question is, do I want to Elise here? I think so. I could Elise, or I could like plan to block plus Vile Feast their thing. I'd rather Elise.
I don't bite.
If she does get her own Discord channel, you could call it Haley's Comment. Let's see what she did there. Elise has Fearsome, so this 2/2 can't block unless they have a pump spell here, which they could.
You dare.
She's escaping chat.
No prey, no pay.
Pass here, banking one of her spell mana. That's not a bad pickup. We'll see if they open on attacks here or not.
I'm what nightmares fear.
That is a Sentinel of Light. Sentry's great because he makes this not have a good attack.
Missed a chance to run.
I think I go ahead and block with the Hawk and then Glimpse to kill it. Because similar to Magic, once you've declared it as a blocker, even if it disappears, if this doesn't have Overwhelm, I don't take damage here. I get to kill my thing, and I'll take 1 from the Misfortune trigger, but I won't take 4 from Cena, which is nice. Another Hawk here, which is great. Right, I definitely want to deploy Bark Beast here before I go to combat, because this gets bigger when something dies, which is wonderful.
Making the dead.
Another
deader.
Cena, yep. If I just attack with everything here, I think I like that. I want to order Bark Beast last, so that way combat in this game always resolves left to right. So this way, if any of these 4 die, this will get bigger before it gets into combat.
Spit her out from the darkness. Stand down. Stay back.
Them trading, having these eat my X1s also makes our Vile Feast better, which is nice. I don't think I want to pull the trigger on Fury of the North here. We'll see if they have any kind of fast spells that we can stop. They have some kind of like something that deals damage, we can blow it out with the Fury. So, I here says they're going to 7. Those 4 things are dying, and we're going to get a 4/3 down here. So I think that's an exchange I'm okay with. This gets bigger when that dies. Again, this is why we sequence them this way inside of combat. The fact that combat always resolves left to right gives you a lot of important sequencing decisions on the order of which you're attacking with things.
Smell that? A bite's a cooking.
Only have 3 left. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just Vile Feast one of these now before passing back.
A tribute to the spider god.
We'll bank this 2 mana into spell mana. Up to 8 total here. Feel like we're in a pretty good spot. They're on 7. We've got a better board than they do. We've got a couple of tricks in hand. Genevieve. When I'm summoned, give other allies +1/+1 this round. Okay, so this has Challenger, which means it's going to be able to force something I have to block. So I think it's important that I leave up mana for Fury of the North, so probably don't want to deploy an Everglade Collector, because this only leaves me with 3. I think we'll go ahead and deploy the Cursed Keeper here. And then we'll see what they do. This lets us play both Glimpse and Fury here, potentially. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Fury here. So that way these trade. See if they have any tricks here to save their thing or not. Their Misfortune's only seen things attack 2 times so far, so this won't level up quite yet. See if they feel like they have other attacks on this board.
My gun does the talking.
I think with this attack, I just take 6, and then we'll like Glimpse to kill this, and then open on attacks next turn. This has quick attack, so we don't really have particularly good blocks. Say hi to Haley for me. Love you, wifey. Declan sounds like he's having a good time. Wow, Caretaker's good. I guess our board's a little bit too full for that, though. I think we just open on attacks like we talked about here, because the Elise is going to make a spider friend.
You won't suffer long.
Oh yeah, you can turn Subboat off for the rest of Runeterra, Marty. That's
Get ahead of
fine.
yourself. Not so fast.
Taste the glory!
Bone's got some stuff to figure out here. You can see the eye updates as they adjust how they're blocking. As they go through their permutations of what could happen. There's no Mathis for blockers in this game because Math is for full of the eye.
Eyes bigger! Store the rations! Shackle the prisoners!
So, Collector here says whenever anything I control dies, we drain them for 1, so... Alright, so this is lethal in.
Everyone's a guardian.
That wasn't so bad.
bad.
Now, was it?
Not bad. And Dirt X still seems like it's pretty good. Which again, one of the most fantastic things about a game being digital, where they can like proactively balance things like they do in Runeterra, the fact that they can just like massage some of the small details, like pushing up the cost of They Who Endure and pulling down the toughness of the Abomination, really just makes it so much more elegant for them to create an enjoyable gameplay experience. The overflow units do not count as dying, they never live. They just like cease to exist basically. Alright, Heimer Violence here. Control deck. Elise is a great one to have in the opener. Butcher's probably fine too. We're gonna mulligan both of these. These are things we don't want to see till later. I'm supposed to play Elise here, actually, rather than Kalista. Didn't matter, was dying either way. Yeah, look up Easy Karma Control. Easy Karma has a very Storm-esque combo finish, Cyrell. There's a couple of videos of us playing it up on my YouTube channel. And it's back in the deck queue, so we're gonna get back to it again sometime soon. Hey, Triple, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Haunted Relic here. We can play Neverglade Collector out as well, so that way we can deal 2 with each of these. Having things randomly die here is nice because it'll power up the They Who Endures down the line. We've not, Distraction Ninja. I had someone donate for a Braum deck. Although I think it was Braum Sajani. But we've not played Braum at all yet since they buffed him. But it has 8 mana here, so like... Sure. Make a spider here. They take 8 total. We have 6 power left over. It's pretty good. Unfortunate we don't have mana to save him with the Fury of the North, but is what it is.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
See how many Flash of Brilliance they have here.
Groundbreaking invention to date.
Oh, why do they always have Flash? So many Flash of Brilliance. So Heimer makes a turret unit every time they cast a spell. And Flash of Brilliance is a card that makes you a random spell, but also replaces your mana. So, very, very powerful effect with this champion. Thanks to Runeterra content. I love your Magic videos, but watching Runeterra prep to be to try it again after shelving the beta. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Neener. Yeah, the game's been a lot of fun. Just have to hope this works. They have 6 mana, so there's a good chance this doesn't work, but I think it's our best shot to win the game for sure. You gotta take Heimer out here.
Interesting solution.
Yep. Probably did. I guess these are mostly X1, so we've got Vile Feast to kill one of them. Heimer is super powerful if you can't take him out of play. Very similar to something like Monastery Mentor or Young Pyromancer in Magic, where if you don't kill it, it runs away with the game very quickly in the decks that play it. That could steal, chat. That could steal.
Round and round it goes.
Yeah, they've already used two bounce spells. Welcome to Thunderdoom. We got 7 Elisa here, but we're at 15. I'm gonna block this here just in case they have some kind of trick to save this. No, they cannot see us mousing over things in Runeterra. They don't punish you for making Runeterra content. Which is nice. As someone who makes content, I enjoy not being punished for wanting to make content in the game. And then after they block, I'll get to do stuff, so we'll be able to Fury of the North. It's a deep meditation. Hopefully we can dodge their third will. Yeah, I've talked about that on stream before. How it definitely feels like they're punishing me for trying to make good content. You just bleed so much information, trying to like show people cards and talk about them. So they're going to 6. This is not lethal, unfortunately, but it does keep my Vehu Endure alive. They're at 2. So if I would have played this pre-combat, they could have, yeah, we're gonna do releases. We're 1 point short. Sure. Yeah, I played a little bit of the auto chess variants when they first came out. And when they first came out, there's just a little bit too much, like, playing the auto chess variants optimally, it was just too much memorization. And I just, like, didn't enjoy, like, having to memorize draft list picks of, like, what's optimal to do for that. It felt more like a chore than playing a game. And then, like, Underlord started, like, trying to do different things to change it up enough so that wasn't the case. But then, like, the things they did so it wasn't a chore to be good at the game started adding so much, like, complexity and other things to it that it's just like, this doesn't feel worthwhile. Opponent is playing Easy Karma. Okay, and our hand's actually very good here against Easy Karma. We're just looking for a hand that can let us be aggressive, and this hand definitely does that. Yeah, the fact that Heimer makes the evasive turrets on 3 as opposed to some of the less common costs seems is perhaps something they could revisit if we felt Heimer was too good. I know there were some people who play more Runeterra than I do, I know, that were a little bit upset with Heimer not getting touched in the last patch update. I don't play enough really to know if that's a thing that needed to happen or not. Well, suddenly we have no good attacks. I guess they can attack with this, and then if they block, this dies to Vile Feast down the line.
Silent as death.
We weren't expecting callers.
Heimer VI is pretty dominant right now. Is that what the metrics say? When I play against Heimer VI, I don't really feel like it's meaningfully that much better or worse than a lot of the things that we're doing. But like I said, my sample sizes are small. Yeah, the way Heimer functions, there's a lot of different knobs they can turn there to make it slightly better or slightly worse.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
I think I'm just passing here. If they pass as well, we both give up 2 mana, and I think that's fine.
They cannot hide.
Doesn't matter because they never run out of cards anyways. God bless. I love, like, just like the fact that this is a digital game just lets them do so many things, just like Magic will never be able to do, which is refreshing. I might try and Glimpse to kill this and draw some cards here. Let's see what they do. I'm gonna do this in response. These dying isn't really a big deal with 2 Endures in my hand. I have another removal spell, yep. So I don't get to draw cards here, but at least I get my 4/3. This gives them 2 spells to make dragons with. I guess this is awkward because now there are 2 dragons, maybe I just don't have attacks next turn.
Breathe in, breathe out.
These are ephemeral, so I don't want to attack into them because they're going to go away guaranteed. The hand is super awkward here. Really feeling that increased cost difference here, right? The fact that this isn't a 6 that I can play here is a huge deal.
I thought you'd never ask.
I feel like a lot of people probably think about nerfs the same way people seem to think about bans in Magic, and they're like, if a change leaves a deck they dislike playable, they're like, oh, the nerf wasn't good enough. But it's like, well, I'd argue that, like, nerfs or changes to decks that, like, make them weaker but still playable is probably the goal, right? Like, you don't want to, like, get rid of people's decks, but you just want them to be, like, on the same playing field as everything else in the format.
Firing.
This is my 7/7. Correct, props. Exactly. The stunning turn of events. Ezreal's getting close to leveling up here. attack with these, I think. We'll probably want to, on their turn, play this other They Who Endure so we can try and open on attacks. We ideally want to kill them before they get enlightened and when Karma gets to do her thing. Okay. We have 7 mana, so I assume they're going to do something with it here. This is going to level up Ezreal. So every time they play a spell, he deals an extra 2 to me now. Which is not nothing. Do I want to protect this? I feel like the answer is no.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
It's not bragging if you could back it up.
We're gonna take 4 here, down to 14. Again, the fact that this costs 1 more is a big deal, because I'm on 12 mana to start this turn, and I can't play this and hold up Atrocity now. Yeah, we could just die to Ezreal casting a bunch of spells here. Really?
Ionia speaks through me.
Alright, do they have enough burst spells to kill us? So, Karma's, they're about to be enlightened and level this up. So, Karma doubles all their spells. So they just need a few burst spells here to kill us. We get to open on attacks, but there's a good chance we die here with both of these in play.
Ready yourself.
Obstacle, meet gauntlet.
Yep. Pretty good one. Yep. Fury plus Atrocity after they tap out? No. No, burst. Burst means you die. Yeah, the easy Karma deck is one where, and again, like, that is a change where the fact that all of our They Who Endures were a turn slower meant that we were unable to get under that combo control deck, right? Like, the easy Karma deck is pretty unbeatable when it makes it to their top end like that. And the fact that our deck was slower meant that we weren't able to cut them off before they got there. Sounds good, Wargy. Will do. Maybe I should mulligan the Vile Feast here against a Braum Anivia deck. Probably something controlling. Little awkward that we're attacking on odds with an Elise opener, but it is what it is. One of the things that's neat about this game is there's games where you want to be going second and attacking on odds, so that way cards like this generate extra value for you. Yeah, that's one worth get our Vile Feast on. Yeah, Agrees are in. It's really sweet. They really just did a stellar job with the play draw balance in this game. Easily the best play draw balance of any card you've ever played. Not close. So I don't think I want to attack my 3/2 into their 2/1, so let's just attack with these. Elise here is fearsome, so the 2/1 can't block her. We could see the 2/1 hop in front of my 3/3 though. It's fine. We're just playing out our 2-drops, then opening attacks next turn probably. This is a pretty big, pretty decent brick wall against our aggressive start. 1/4 and it heals them when it dies. Deal 2 to all units. Yo, it's funny, I was just thinking, do they play the deal 1 to all my stuff card? Deal 2 to everything's pretty good. Turns out they're playing both. Well, sometimes they just have your number. Yeah. Sometimes they just have your number.
By a thread.
Yeah, so sometimes they have Pyroclasm and Plague Wind against your little creature deck. You're just gonna pack it up, pack it in. Nice and cozy on a ranked floor. Hey, okay, so they're playing against Burn here, it looks like. I think I'm going to keep both Elises because we'll probably trade these somewhat aggressively in the Burn matchup. It's a great pickup against an aggressive matchup. This is fearsome, so we cannot trade. I do have something with 3 power or more to block that.
I pull the strings.
Let me show you what I can do.
So neither of these can block this. However, if I attack, she's gonna make a spider, which means this gets to block the spider, and then I take 2 because it'll survive damage from the spider. So I want to trade 2 points on them for 2 points on me and a toughness off of this. I think so. Mostly because if they kill the spider, it turns this into a 3/3, which I think is the extra thing that makes this attack worthwhile. They might skip killing this to not give me a 3/3.
Let's get a good look at you. Look what you dare!
Hey, Marty, maybe that hotfix is a 30-minute notice banning of cards in Historic. Right? Because that's how much time they're going to let us know when they ban stuff in Historic now. They're going to like 30 minutes and then it happens.
Silent as death.
Play the Collie Stout here and take a hit for 2.
Play my part. Delicious.
They have no resources here. It's just like attacking these in to take toughness off, I think. So that does not seem good. Can we just open on attacks here?
Get her out from the darkness.
They can eat the 1/1 spider again, but then I have a Vile Feast to finish this off, so it's not all bad.
Come here, darling.
I can actually try and flip Elise over here, right? We can go make 2 spiders, Vile Feast, make a spider.
Stay safe. I'll take it from here.
You'll serve me one way or another.
One way or another, you're gonna serve her. Do 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 pew pew do 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 do. Hey, Ghosted, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. So, this takes their thing out of play here. You'll note that I targeted this as opposed to this, because if they had a way to save it or bounce it, I wanted the one that has a drawback to go back to their hand. This denies me the flip, but it also means they don't have a ton of pressure in play here, so it's kind of like a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. I also have a Vile Feast in hand still, so I get another chance to flip Elise this turn.
They picked the wrong row.
When Elise levels up, she gives all of our other spiders Challenger and Fearsome, so they can be evasive or they can be used to deal some damage to things. Okay, they're saving their thing here,
We must all
which lets them get some extra damage across the finish line, but I'm going to get to level up Elise, which is nice.
Catch me if you can.
It's a lot of damages, chat. A lot of damages.
smooth as silk.
Okay, so we could do this and hook all of these. And then this will kill them, theoretically, because these dying will level this up. And then I have an atrocity left over too in case we need it. Love it. clean living. Good, clean living, chat. Is it crazy to cut some or all of the atrocities from this deck? I think I'm gonna look back at the other Endure list I played. Actually pretty close. Do you think it's crazy? Like, this card's a lot worse with They Who Endure costing 7 mana. Like, getting to 13 mana is so much more than 12. Like, this card's been super clunky and awkward. I don't even really know what I want to add in. I just know that, like, this card's been super unimpressive in these sets today, in large part because this card is slower now. We can keep trying, but like so far it's stolen exactly 0 games so far today, and it's been awkward in my hand a number of times. Yeah, Neverglade Collector's been pretty reasonable. Mulligan these two. Braum, Swain, probably something a little bit more controlling. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan the Ravenous Butcher too. We're attacking on evens here, which is nice, with Elise in the opener. I think I'm gonna mulligan everything but the Elise here. Sure, I am not saying you won't win games with the card. I'm just saying the mathematically precise thing I am saying is the number of games you're going to win with this card is fewer than the number of games where you're losing because it's sitting in your hand being awkward. Is basically the TLDR. He says, as he draws his second copy of Atrocity yet again. What do you think about Rekindler? I don't know which card that is offhand. Incredibly rude. Don't get my spider now. That's super unfortunate. We were going to sack that spider to Caretaker. We basically just have nothing going on here, in large part because we have 2 atrocities in our hand.
But tall as a mountain and covered in ice.
It's always like mixed feelings in a situation like this. It's like, well, I feel kind of bad that, like, I have these in my hand, but at the same time, there's, like, that small sense of validation of, like, well, this is the issue we're talking about right here.
Our banner will lead the way.
Yeah, just, like, super clunked up. I felt, I think kind of whelmed by the deck today. Definitely felt the cost increase on They Who Endure quite a bit. I think, like I said, I think my one piece of feedback on things I would look at having played through that set today is I think Atrocity was already only okay, and I think I would consider experimenting not playing this card and just having They Who Endure as a piece of top end. I don't know what exactly I would add. I think exploring another Neverglade collector is probably fine. I don't know what I would add offhand if I were to add a if we were to add a second or cut the second as well. At any rate, I think that's going to go ahead and be it for me for today. I appreciate everybody that hung out through the end. I'll be back again tomorrow morning with some magic into some more Runeterra in the afternoon. As always, if you missed any of my stuff, you can find everything that I make up on my YouTube channel, cut up deck by deck, so it's easy to find just the content that you care about. Everybody stay safe out there if you're out in this crazy world, and I'll catch you around tomorrow, hopefully.